And Jesus stops and he said, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Never in all of Israel have I seen a man with this much faith. What's Jesus doing? He's praising him. He's not going, how come you're suppressing our Jewish people? How come you don't have all this stuff right about, do you know your Old Testament? Let me hear those scriptures. Name them. Name the books of the Bible. Come on. I'll come over to your house if you can tell me what Leviticus 4:7 says. I mean, it's not going to happen, right? He doesn't do that. He doesn't go, you've got to get it all right before you hear praise. Anything, something right. And the Lord pours praise on it. Just pours it on. Lavishes it. Never in all of Israel. He's got his disciples standing there going, huh? What do we? Chop liver? Never in all of Israel have I seen such faith as this Roman soldier. Praise, man. Praise. You want to see changes in people? Praise them for doing something right. You want to see some changes in yourself? Praise yourself. When you catch yourself doing something right. When you catch your eye on the right things. When you catch your mind on the right things. When your right actions are going your way. Give yourself some praise. When you catch yourself doing something right. Pain warms, but praise inspires. Look at 1 Thessalonians. This is Paul talking to Greek Christians, that is, they didn't know the scriptures real well. And he says, therefore, encourage one another and build each other up. Encourage one another. Now, are there times when people get way off base and there has to be correction? Sure. But boy, Paul says, encourage one another. Tell people when they're getting stuff right. In fact, when Paul writes letters to people telling them that they have to stop someone and discipline them, it's horrible things they're doing. I mean, almost unspeakable things that they are doing. That Paul says, you've got to stop them. You've got to stop them. But he's saying here, praise each other. Encourage one another. Lift each other up. What are people doing right? What are people doing right around you? And can you name it? And can it be inspiring to you? Third point I want to make. Pain instructs, but praise constructs. Pain instructs, but praise constructs. Pain, when someone receives some kind of pain for something they do, they go, okay, I don't need to do that. But praise constructs part of their character in a positive way. In a positive way. Look at this verse of Scripture. It says, create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Give me that clean heart. Give me that pure heart. Let that be here, because that's what builds me up. Praise constructs clean hearts in people. Now, correction can say, you're doing that wrong. But it actually doesn't create anything new. Whenever you say, stop doing that, then some bad activity gets stopped. But there's nothing good that's put in its place. Praise puts something good. Jesus talks about this in a parable when he says, there was a guy that had a demon cast out of him, and so, just no demons in him at all. Right? And then what happened? 7 more came by, swept the place clean, and set up home. Right there in his life. Why? Because he got rid of something, but didn't fill it with anything else. And if there's something bad going on in your life that you're kind of beating yourself up for, okay, fine. But fill it with something. And praise builds up stuff in you. And so when you see people doing stuff right, that builds up character. And give an example of seeing somebody do something wrong. My oldest son, Tyler, when he was a little boy, was at McDonald's in Greenwood, and he was in that barrel of balls, that you used to be able to get in there. Now I guess they lost a couple of kids, so they, don't do that anymore. But there used to be these bunch of balls in there, so you could jump in there. And Tyler was in there playing. He was about 4 years old, I guess. And so it was time to go. I said, Tyler, you need to come go. And he's in those barrel balls, and there's this cage around him, right? And so he starts to get up, but he looks at me on the outside of the cage, and he looks at him on the inside of the cage, and he looks back at me, and he doesn't come. Instead, he does this. He looks right at me, leans back in the barrel of balls, and does this. He didn't know that there was a little latch on that cage. Unlatched, it stepped in and got him. It came out. So eyes got this big, right? There was some instruction that it needed to go on there. And there was some instruction that kind of happened there of what you don't do. But you know what? I didn't build anything in him. I mean, he needs to stop doing some things. But the things that I see in my kids that I treasure are when I catch him doing something right and go, man, right there, you're growing up to be such a fine young man. Boy, that's good what you're doing. And watch the expression come on his face. I sort of have horrible feelings about some of the times that I've gotten onto my kids too much. I don't have a lot of positive feelings. I know there's a time for that. But man, I have feelings that bring a smile to my face when I catch my kids doing something right and heap praise on them, and they say, you want me to do it again, Dad? Yeah, do it again. Do it again. They do it again. Oh, man. That's just good. And in their soul, stuff is getting built up. If you try to build someone up by beating them down, what's left? Nothing. And so they become crazy people. When you construct and build them up, there's something there that can take a beating by life. And it will endure. I was eating lunch with Luke, our music director, and he said something, and the minute he said it, I went, I have never heard that expression before. And it went to the core of my being when he said it. And I said, where did you get that? He goes, I don't know. I may have read it, but I think I made it up. I don't know where. I went, that's good. That's good. I'm going to tell the people that I thought of it when I share it with them. But anyway, here's the... if you know where this came from, surely Luke didn't think of it on his own. He probably did. But look at this saying right here. Character rebuilds itself. Now, he said it right in the middle of the sentence. Character rebuilds itself. And I just went, what? Character rebuilds itself. When a person of character gets knocked down, that same person gets back up. When a person of no character gets knocked down, it's a hateful, mean person that gets back up. Character rebuilds itself. And character comes when people are caught doing stuff right. And it's built up in them. So this is good. This is good. This is the way it needs to be. This is the way it needs to be. Don't you love it when you get built up? Don't you love it when somebody says good stuff about you? And don't you get better about that? Man, I do. I know when I do something right around the house, I'll pick up my socks or something. I remember the first time I picked up my socks all on my own, like a big boy. Laura Beth came to me and said, man, thank you for doing that. I said, you want me to do it again? She said, I really would. So next day I picked them up all by myself again. She said, good boy.